So those things have now, mutated to political circles. Now everybody is coming out to say, we must fight goons. But when we were saying these people are goons, some people were cheering. That's why I'm saying this is a collective responsibility for all of us to make sure that we deal with this issue. Let me give another example. In Homabay, the other day, the National Police Service deployed police officers to escort Linda Wananchi campaigners, both in Sindo and Nyandiwa. It was during the day. And everybody can see the pictures were there. Police were escorting Orengo and the team. They went to the rally. They did 2 rallies. They finished the rallies. When they were going to Homabay town, at about 6 p.m., it's becoming dark. The county security team and the regional security team advised them that it is good to call off the rally because it's dark. And you can see there are incidences of violence here. Please call off the rallies. What did they say? They say they must go to town. We must exercise our democracy. What happened? 1 police officer died, 4 of them were injured, cars were burned, and so forth. Later, when I told people that the best thing at that point in time was the politicians to call off the rally and come another day. What is happening now in the media spaces? Oh, the minister is speaking irresponsibly. Do you want to tell me that political leaders have no duty, and they do not have duty at that point in time, in darkness, to tell their supporters, there is another day we will come here? Do you want to say that it was police had to be there by all means, even in darkness, without giving that warning that we want to have? Ladies and gentlemen, we advise the people who organize rallies that we have rights to have rallies and political rights, but we have responsibility to work with the security team to ensure that we protect our people. And that's why when I say these things, I see people cracking jokes around there. This is not a joking matter. The national security architecture, the cabinet secretary telling you here, I'm not speaking about my own things. I'm speaking about assessed security information. That there will be times that the citizens will be told, enough is enough, let's go home. It is not fair to lose lives in the circumstance and the environment that we are in, so that then we can safeguard the lives of the people of Kenya. Lastly, let me say 2 last things. As a ministry last year, we established what is called Jukwaa Salama. Jukwaa Salama was not baraza for the sake of, some people thought it was just minister going around the country. It's a concept that we established that, and we have told our county security teams and regional security teams, and particularly county and sub-county security teams, that it was not a one-off thing. The cabinet secretary cannot come around all the time, but we were establishing Jukwaa Salama forum to bring together security actors, including those people who are playing security role in the civil society and in the community, to have a conversation about issues that are happening around their community, and to take advantage of the structure of Jukwaa Salama as a platform for early warning, conflict prevention, and protecting our democracy. I want to propose, Mr. Chair, that as you go about implementing this report, take advantage of this structure of Jukwaa Salama. Let us work together with the Ngao team, the National Government Administration team on the ground, so that citizens are given trusted platform to speak. And I'm very happy. I have grown through civil society. So over my life, I've organized meetings for youth and so forth in previous elections. Let me tell you, we need to go back to where the civil society is given the space, or they create the space to engage as many young people as possible across the country, in barazas, in workshops, in meetings, so that we can distract them from negative messaging that comes from those who are propagating hatred. So it is a place for identifying information that can help us to take our country forward. So Jukwaa Salama therefore serves as a grassroots early warning and early response platform for the electoral circle, helping us to identify emerging hotspots, hear community concerns, challenge misinformation, and bring the right institution together before tensions escalate. We do not want to discover violence after it has happened. We want to hear the warning before the violence. That is the purpose of Jukwaa Salama. Finally, Your Excellency, political leadership carries the first responsibility for setting the tone for the electoral environment. The roadmap is right to identify hate speech, dangerous speech, ethnic mobilization, zoning narratives, intolerance, and goonism as serious threats to peaceful competition. Political competition must be won through ideas. It must be won through the ballot. It must never be won through fear. No region of Kenya belongs to one candidate, one party, or one community. Kenya belongs to all Kenyans. Citizens have the right to campaign, live, work, invest, and participate peacefully in every part of Kenya. And to marry anyone. Yeah, to marry from any part of Kenya. You know, I have been threatened. I've been threatened that my wife and my children will be withdrawn. So I was very concerned. And I was asking myself, why does, even if you withdraw my wife, what do you do with her? She has 4 boys. So anyway, let me not go there. But I'm just saying that this rhetoric is very bad. Yeah, just imagine young people watching and dating their girlfriends or boyfriends from different communities, and they're watching leaders who are aspiring the highest office in the country, trying to even interfere with family setups. So this is the kind of narrative. I don't know. I mean, I wish there was a law that gave IEBC even greater power to ban people from running. Because the hygiene of our politics really needs to be clean. Yeah? And as someone said, the political offices are for 0.0001%. Less than 2,000 people looking to serve us. But we are using money. The chairman is asking money. IG is asking for money. Everybody's asking for money to protect 2,000 people from banning the country. And then the rest of us who are 49,800,000. Yeah? 998,000 now are busy fighting ourselves so that the 2,000 can get space in government. It's such a paradox. And therefore, I must say that we need to become very vigilant in this messaging. Can we have leaders stop talking about my community, my tribe, I shudder when I see a leader say, "Mimi nataka kuambia Wajaluo, Wakalenjin, Wakikuyu," and he speaks so. And then what will you tell Kenyans? You know? Leaders must reject language that balkanizes the country into hostile ethnic or regional enclaves. No recruitment, financing, or deployment of criminal gangs for political purposes, and security agencies will act firmly and impartially against the organizers. We arrested 27. The National Police Service arrested 27 hardcore criminals who were targeting the rallies in Homabay. They are now in police cells waiting to be charged. I will be observing with keen interest to see what the magistrates will do. But Kenyans must give credit to the police for actually taking those preventive measures. And we must encourage the police when you see them doing the right thing, not only bashing them all the time. Lastly, I've said lastly many times, but I'm trying to shorten my speech, is that we need to deal with we need to take advantage of our young people who are national assets, and we must be able to trust and engage them. They are not a security problem, but a security asset. And we must give them legitimate avenues for participation, support youth-led peace initiatives, civic dialogue, sports, and community engagement that build belonging and shared purpose. We must also ensure that we protect the digital space where many youth are affected, including mental health issues. We must deal with issues of misinformation, disinformation, malinformation, hate speech, and all those AI-generated deep content, which has deep fakes and so forth. I'm glad that you're asking for technology to monitor that space. I think you should be supported. Parliament should give you resources to do so that people can be charged. Therefore, on behalf of this ministry, I want to leave it there. On behalf of this ministry, I want to assure you that we will go out of our way to ensure that our country is safe. We will work with the media. I want to apologize to media in instances where the police were unable to protect you during some of these rallies and political instances. I was very really saddened by the journalists who were injured in Homabay. That was really very sad. And you know, you cannot tell journalists not to cover. You can't even tell them go home because they have to cover every incident, even when the people are going home. And I must say that there has to be DIG, the IG and the team must work closely with the media houses to see how best we can protect journalists. And to even when deploying, we have a keen eye on where the reporters are so that they do not find themselves in the midst of this violence. Thank you, DIG, so that then people of Kenya can get proper reporting. But in the same spirit, please, be responsible. You see, you watch the news now, story number 1, hate speech. And it's only given to certain political actors. Story number 2, the same people. Story number 3, the same one. Good news is when people have gone to sleep. Yeah. In fact, don't be surprised that the story of today may not find space, maybe number 10 or there. Yeah. When people are talking about good things, about the good of the country, usually it never gets the space. But very small stories and then cutting some statements. When you go and cut my speech in a small clip without the context, and then you start saying, the minister said, if you know that there will be criminals in a particular place, rally, you should not go. You must contextualize, you know, you must put the context in place. Otherwise, and then you start saying, the minister said, everybody take care of yourself, there will be no police in your rallies. You must deal with the context. And you demean the institutions. You limit, and before you report anything about IBC, I prefer you be even more careful. You better be reckless with me. Yeah? I'm not saying you do, but once you do what you do with IBC, and then people lose faith with IBC, because which alternative do you have? You know, which alternative do you have? Do you have another commission to take care of elections? So let's also, all of us, become responsible in the things we do. I am a very strong consumer and beneficiary of media, and I believe that responsibly deployed, it can protect our country. With those many remarks, and with a lot of apologies for having spoken for too long, it is not in my practice to do so, but I got the forum to say a few things I wanted to say. Prime Cabinet Secretary, so I apologize for behaving as though I was the chief guest. I am not. I am just John the Baptist, preparing the way for His Excellency Prime Cabinet Secretary. Let us all stand and